But yeah, dude, I mean, I really also want to make my content, like, to the point where I'm able to go ahead and clip some stuff and make it into other content, like TikToks and YouTube videos. So stuff that I was thinking is to go ahead and tell you guys stories. I guess I'll go ahead and tell you guys a story. I mean, I've told this before, but it's always like a weird story. It's literally, I'm going to title this, How a Moon Bounce Saved My Life. And honestly, is it a good clickbait title? Hell yes. But is it an accurate thing? Yes. So basically, let me go ahead and explain to you what happened. So, let's see. If I was in 6th, 7th grade, dude, I was probably like, I would say I'm about 11 to 12 years old here, chat. Alright? And it's the weekend. I don't have school. And we're setting up for my brother's birthday party. So, we're setting it out back at my grandparents' house. We have a moon bounce and all this other stuff. And the moon bounce is fun. They wanted me and my cousin to test it out, just go on it and play. So that's exactly what we did. We went ahead and bounced on it a few times, just had fun, did some kid stuff. And then all of a sudden, the power in the house turned off in like a split second. Obviously, with the moon bounce being plugged into like an outlet and there's no power, it started to deflate. But me and my cousin are still trying to get our reps out, just jumping on the moon bounce even with it deflating. You ever just like do those jumps where you like land on your stomach? That's basically what we were doing while it was deflating. And there was one point where it was really deflated, but there was still some bubbles. So I jumped on the one, and then I started getting stomach pain. And it was like normal stomach pain. It wasn't too bad, but it kind of started to intensify the pain. It got worse and worse and worse to the point where I couldn't even walk. And obviously, that's not normal. So my dad ended up taking me to the hospital. So we get to the hospital and we check in. We let them know what's going on. And they take us to a back room. And the doctor asked me where it hurts. And I show him exactly. It's like down over underneath my belly button. Around the groin area is where it hurt the most. And he's like, okay, can you do some jumping jacks for you? Jump up and down. I was able to do that. But I'm a big bitch when it comes to pain. So I did not want a needle. So I made it look like nothing was hurting. So I jumped up and down, did some jumping jacks, and it hurt. But I wasn't going to show it. I wasn't going to look like a bitch. So after that assessment of what he wanted me to do, he's like, okay, just to be precautious, we're actually going to go ahead and take some blood samples. Shit. I don't like needles, dude. I can't even do typical needles. But a butterfly needle that takes blood out of your fucking arm? Count me out. So, I mean, I'm already crying, dude. I'm already crying. I don't want a needle. That's me. That's me, okay? And they give me the needle. Hurts. It hurts. Just like a typical needle, but it still hurts. And they take out some blood, and then they ended up shipping me over to go ahead and get a CAT scan in a separate room. Now, they give me this stuff that makes my body feel warm as hell. And at the end of it, I had to piss. Like, really badly. They told me that's what the medicine was going to do. It's going to make me want to piss, and it's going to warm my body up. And they were not lying, dude. 10 out of 10 review. So they go ahead, they wheel me out. After I wait about 15 minutes, they wheel me back out. And then I go ahead and I go to the bathroom. It literally felt like one of those theater pisses, dude. You ever have one of those pisses where after you're done watching a movie, you just go and take a nice little piss, bro? That's exactly what I did. And it felt great. So I go ahead and I head back down to, well, I don't head back down. I got wheeled back over into the room that I was administered in. And I would say maybe an hour or two has passed and the results come back. My appendix lit up like a Christmas tree. Now, if you don't know what an appendix is, it's something in a book that you don't necessarily need. And it's named after the body part in your body, which literally has no fucking meaning besides giving you chest pain and can possibly make you really sick. So I was diagnosed with appendicitis, an inflammation in your appendix that can rupture and make you sick. So I was scheduled to get surgery, but they couldn't do it there because I was too young. So they had to ship me over to a children's hospital. I got shipped over to the children's hospital, and it was great. And what do I mean by that? The experience. Just, I don't know why. I felt like it was badass to be put on a gurney, put in an ambulance with the sirens going on, and getting driven to a different hospital. Now, obviously, my fucking appendix wasn't close to rupturing because it would have ruptured. So I go ahead and I get administered in the room. And I remember this vividly. Do not laugh. I'm a big Scooby-Doo fan. And I just remembered they were playing Scooby-Doo, the one where they're in the Himalayas and they're running away from the Yeti. Alright? They're running away from the Yeti. And they tell me it's time. It's time for the surgery. And it, like, fully hits me. I'm like, dude, I'm going to be under anesthesia. Like, this is pretty difficult to process as a young lad. So I start getting emotional again. I'm scared. And my dad's like, dude, like, trust me. It's okay to be scared. But you're in good hands, blah, blah, blah. So they made it a game. This just does not sound good. But let me explain. So the nurse that was, you know, taking care of me in the room was like, all right, so usually general anesthesia put you under in about 5 seconds. I want to see if you can pass 5 seconds. I'm like, okay. So they go ahead and they start putting me under. And I'm counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I'm out. Felt like a 20-minute nap. I am being honest. Felt like a 20-minute nap once I'm out. It was like a 2.5-hour procedure. I wake up. I'm really tired, but I stay awake. They're asking me how I feel, and I'm like, I'm just tired, basically. And they're like, perfect. This procedure went well. We're going to send you back to the room and let you relax for a little bit, and then you'll be all good to go. So they ship me out of the room, and it's still hard for me to walk. I go ahead, I get put home. I go back home. I take a shower, which was hard to do, by the way. And then it's all good. I go a little bit of a... I don't want to call it physical therapy. Basically, long story short, I lived out back of a supermarket. So I used their shopping carts as basically a little walker. So we go ahead and we start feeling better. We're able to walk. We feel fine. We just have, you know, stitches and stuff like that from, you know, the surgery. And then all of a sudden we get a call a couple months. Hey, how you doing? Is this so-and-so? Yes, this is her. Hi, yeah, I'm the doctor that did the procedure on your son. We need him to come back just for further tests, and we discovered something underneath his appendix. I'm really confused. I don't know what the hell it could be. I don't know what the hell happened, but it's happening. So we go ahead and we go back to the doctors. We go over to an area. I forget exactly what it's called. I'll go ahead and put it on the screen. But it's an area where people with cancer go. Now, obviously, it's freaking me the fuck out. I don't have cancer. What am I doing here? And then all of a sudden, they go ahead and they tell me to pee in a cup. You know, typical stuff. And I go ahead and do that. They do their testing. And they're like, okay, the test came back. You're all good. And we're confused. They're like, well, what happened exactly, sir? They're like, after the procedure on your son's appendix, we discovered a golf ball-sized tumor underneath. I'm sorry, explain that again? There was a tumor underneath my appendix. Now, I think people know what a tumor is. If you don't, it's basically, it's hard to explain. Is it? I don't want to explain it wrong, but basically it's something that can give you cancer. So they go ahead and they remove that, and then we're all good. But if I'd never jumped on that moon bounce, if I've never discovered that chest pain, I could have cancer. I could have had cancer, which is the scariest thing to put in my brain. Just the thought that I could have had cancer, but a moon bounce gave me chest pain and saved my life is just incredible. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed that story, and if you guys want to go ahead and see more, just let me know, man. I'll be more than happy to. I have a handful of stories I can tell you guys, so just be sure to go ahead and let me know if you want to see more, and I'll go ahead and try to deliver it for you. So we're probably gonna make that into a little YouTube video. I feel like it would be cool to have some stories with gameplay and stuff, because it's some content that you can add, man. It's cool, you know. Just to be able to add some content is really cool. So.